Hello, my beautiful people. It is I, it is her, it is she, it is Coach. And thank you. Let me take these off. Thank you for tuning in to Coach TV. Today is a good one. Today, I want you to become self-aware. And becoming self-aware allows you to look at all the distractions in your life. It allows you to look at everything that's happening in your life. It allows you to be aware of the things that are hindering you and stopping you from becoming your best self. Becoming self-aware makes you no longer the victim. It allows you to step into a different position that poses threat to the unknown from you. And as you see, I said pose threat from the unknown from you, because every time you are self-aware of the things that are happening around you, the things that are happening to you, the things that are trying to distract you and keep you from becoming your best self, you can by any means necessary overcome them because you know what you are attacking. Sometimes we don't even know that we are being attacked because we are unaware of the things and what it looks like when it's coming in. We don't know that we are being positioned. We don't know that we are being targeted because of who you are as an individual. So I want you to start looking at your self-awareness. What does that really mean and what does that look like is what I want to talk to you today in this video. When I talk about self-awareness, it's not only becoming, you know how people say, be aware of your surroundings, meaning that when you're walking down the street and you're a female and you're by yourself, you are aware of everything that's happening around you so you can see when danger comes, right? You can be aware of the situations that's happening. Here's a story for you. I was about maybe 21, 22 years old, and me and my mom, we lived not too far from each other, right? So I would say my mom lived maybe a half a mile from me, if that, give or take, right? And so I could easily walk to my mom's house and she could easily walk to my house without any interventions or anything like that. And me and my mom, we are the closest of close, right? And so one day I'm going to her house. It's me and my daughter. I had my baby girl. I think she was like, maybe a couple of months. I'm not really sure, but I remember having a stroller. So she could have been like maybe 2 or 3 years old because I remember having a stroller. Anywho, I'm at my mom's house. And when I get to my mom's house, I just am basked in her ambiance for like hours. Like I'm enjoying myself. I'm sitting there. We're laughing. We're talking. We're watching TV. We ordering food. Like I was in my 20s. So for me and my mom to be, to getting along like this was great for me because when I was growing up, me and her, we were bumping heads. We were not aligned. Okay. And so it was getting later and later and later. Now, remember, I only live maybe a half a mile. I mean, I can't, listen, don't give me with sense of directions, okay? Because listen, your girl may not know, okay? But what I know is I could literally walk to my mom's house and it would take me about maybe 15 minutes. She could literally walk to my house and it would take her about 15 minutes. So you do the calculations of the correlations because me, I don't know. I just know in my head, it wasn't that far away. And so it was in the summertime. And it was on a Saturday, and I remember, or it could have been on a Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday. It was one of those days. But I had went to my mom's house, hung out with her, me and my baby girl, and I was there with my mom. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend some time with my mom. Because that's what I did. And remember, this is about being self-aware, right? And this is just an example of when people say, be aware of your surroundings, which gives you correlation to be self-aware, what's actually happening around you and to you and through you and for you, just to be aware of those things. And so I'm walking. I told my mom, like, it's about maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock. She's like, okay, I'm going to watch you walk down because once I turn that corner, she can no longer see me. But I knew to call her once I got home because that was letting her know that I was safe and me and my daughter had gotten to the house safely. And so I think it was about 11:30. I think I stayed too late. And I had called my dad because my dad was at my house, and I said, Dad, can you come and meet me? And he was like, sure, yeah, I'm going to come and meet you, and I'll walk with you. I said, because it's already late and it's dark, and I don't want to walk me and my baby girl by myself, so can you just come meet me? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to come meet you. I'll meet you. So I guess I left out before he could leave out. And so I'm walking. So as I'm about to turn the corner, I wave back at my mom, like waving to her, like, bye, Mom. I'll call you when I get in the house. And she's like, okay, love you. And I'm like, love you too. And so I turn the corner, and as I turn the corner, I'm just walking. You know, the street lights are on, and I'm walking. And now this is in the city area, okay? So I'm walking, I'm in the city area, but I'm in the rural area where the houses, not too far from maybe buses and stuff like that, and people would catch public transportation. But I'm walking, strolling, me and my baby girl. I don't have a cell phone, right? I didn't have a cell phone on me. I don't recall having a cell phone around that time. I'm not sure if I did or not. I don't know if it died, or I don't know. But only thing I remember is this one vague moment that I can correlate with to be consciously self-aware. And so I'm walking, and I see a guy cat a corner from my eye. I see him walking, or should I say I felt someone walking behind me. I felt someone walking behind me, but he wasn't so far on me, but I felt him behind me. And so, you know, I'm just like walking, la, 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 and I'm walking. And so when I turn to look, I can see him cat a corner that he's directly behind me. I don't know what his intentions are. I'm not sure if he's just out there, but I'm just trying to get home with my baby girl. And so because I'm trying to get home with my baby girl, I don't know what your intentions are. So I got to be aware, right? Because I watch true crime, okay? Okay? I watch true crime, so I know, okay? But so I'm walking, and I see him cat a corner out my eye, and I'm just like, oh no, okay. So I see there's like maybe 2 or 3 people, probably maybe 5 seconds away from me, maybe a couple of minutes away from me, maybe a couple. I can see them on this bus stop. They're waiting for a bus. It's late at night, and so I said, okay, maybe he's not following me. Maybe he's just trying to get to his own destination. So I didn't want to think the negative, but I knew he was there. So antennas are up because I know he's there, and I have to protect me, and I have to protect my baby. When I go to, I say, let me just check. Now I see these people, they're a distance from me. I need to get to these people. I see a woman down there. I see a man down there. I see another woman, and I see like a kid or something with the woman. So I know if I go in that area, go towards them, I could be a little safe. I'm not sure, but I'm going to play it because I can't turn around and go back because I'm coming from my mom's and it's already dark. There's no one that way. So I need to go where I see people at, and I need to get to my house. And I remember I told my dad to come meet me. So he should be coming. He should be walking. He should be coming to meet me because it's not that far of a walk. As I cross over the streets, he crosses over the street. I said, okay, wait a minute. So I cross back over. He crosses back over. So that tells me he is literally following me. There is an ill intention for this man, and I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to find out. And so as I'm walking, I said, my antenna's like, get to those people, get to those people. So I get over there to the bus stop, to the people, and he stops midsection, like just stops. So the bus is coming, and I'm not going to get on that bus because I need to get to that next area where I live. And so because I'm trying to get to the next area where I live, I can't get on the bus. The people are there. The bus is coming. They're getting on the bus. He's standing there. He's watching to see what I'm going to do. I don't get on the bus. And so it's just me, him, and my baby girl out here. So I know that he knows that I know that he's watching me and that he's following me and I need to get away, right? And so because I need to get away, I don't know what else to do but to just keep going. Now, might I add, there is this dark, shadowy space before you get to my area where I live. There's a dark, shadowy space. They never put lights in this area. I don't know why they never put lights in this area, but it's a dark space. The only thing I could do was grab the stroller as with my hands because I'm like gripping the stroller, The bus is there, and maybe if I move as the bus is moving, he will try not to do anything. So I started to like fast-paced walk. He's fast-paced walking. And I'm fast-paced walking. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. What I'm going to do. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm just going to have to fight this man. I'm not letting this man take me. I'm not letting him do anything to my daughter. I'm going to fight this man. I don't care. I'm going to fight him in these streets. And they just going to have them saying, black woman on TV, X, Y, and Z. I don't care, right? And so as I'm walking, fast pacing, I have to go in this dark area. And in his mind, I know he knew that that was the moment that he was going to grab me in the dark area. I knew that this man knew that that was his opportunity to take me into this darkness, because there was no one else on the streets. There was no cars coming. There was nothing happening. And because I knew that this man knew that this was his opportunity, I was going to floor it. And so I scooped the stroller and I just started booking, and I'm yelling, help me, help me, help me, my baby, help me, my baby. And he's running and I'm running. Now, my dad, I'm in my 20s, so you know I got a little sting of a run, right? I'm getting it, right? And he's running, he's trying to get to me, and I'm running, but there was a distance between us. So he literally had to catch up to me, but I kept running and running. As I got in the dark area, I just knew I was going to fight this man. It was nothing else I could do. There was nobody else. But in my mind, I'm like, where is my father? Where is my dad? Where is my dad? And as I get to the dark area, I see a shadow figure coming. The man is steadily running. He's running towards me, and I'm running towards the dark area, because I know if I get through the dark area, I'm going to see light, because there is my home in the light. So I'm running, he's running, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, and this dark figure comes around the corner with earphones on, bopping. And I'm looking at the dark figure, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know who that is, but I'm going to run to that person. And I'm running with the stroller, my daughter dangling, she's all just, and I'm just like, mama's going to save us today, honey, mama's going to save us today. And I get to that dark area, and I see the shadowy figure, and immediately I notice as I'm getting up on that figure and he's bopping and listening to the music, it's my father. It's my dad. It's my dad. I'm safe. It's my dad. And so I'm like, Daddy. And he's like, what's wrong? Wait a minute, girl. Hold up. What's wrong? And the guy just stops running and stands in the darkness. He's just standing there. And so I'm like, the guy, he followed me. He's trying to get me. He's trying to get me. I couldn't even get my words together. I'm pointing at the guy. He's just standing in the darkness. My father's like, who? He's like, okay, come on, get to the house. He gets me in the house. He's like, we're going out here. I'm going to go see it. And I'm just like, what? And so that is the moment that I knew becoming aware is a real thing. Now, I always watch true crime. But becoming aware is a real thing. And because it's a real thing, we have to know our surroundings. If I was unaware of that man that I felt behind me, because you know when somebody's behind you, and watching true crime helps you out there too. I knew he was behind me. There's nobody else here. It's dark, right? He's up to ill intentions. I know he didn't want to ask me, hey, what's the weather like? I knew he didn't want to say, hey, you need sugar? I knew he wasn't going to ask those things. I knew that he had an ill intention, and his ill intention was whatever it was within himself, that he was going to take it out on someone else that wasn't a part of his world. And because of that, I was aware of what was happening. And I knew immediately that protection came in place to protect myself and to protect my child, who is unaware of what's going on. But my goal as a mother is to protect the child at all costs. Right? And so because I knew to protect my child at all costs, there was no other way around this situation. There was just no other way but for me to continue to run towards the dark, continue to run in the darkness. And there was my savior, my dad, who, you know, got me, but the guy was still standing there. And I'm just like, what is he thinking to do? And you know, back in those days, I mean, I was born in the 70s, honey. So, I mean, in the 90s and early 2000s, people they weren't about the let me shoot you or anything like that. Like, I didn't hear a lot of that going on. It may have been happening, but it wasn't as pertinent as it is today, or, hey, let me kidnap you with a knife, or whatever the case may be. But I knew that there was an ill intention with this person, which leads me to tell you, well, I know you probably want to know the ending of the story, so let me tell you that real fast. So I got to the house, and then my dad and my brother and my cousin, they all went towards where the guy was standing at. But when they got down there, of course, the guy was gone. And of course, I'm still hysterical. I called my mom. I told her what was going on. And she was like, you need to always be aware. You cannot leave the house. You can't leave my house that time of night. I should have known better. I'm your mom. You can't leave the house that time of night. That's my fault. I'm so sorry. And she was very apologetic. And I told her it wasn't her fault. It's just people who just have ill manners. I should have been able to walk outside without someone thinking that something's going to happen. Like, I should have been able to walk from my house to your house, or from your house to my house, to not have any interactions with people in a negative way. And some people are just prone to be negative. Some people are prone to just do the things that they want to do because they're just those type of people. But long story short, I'm okay. My baby girl's fine. She's 27. She's great. She's living her fantastic life. And I'm great. And I'm living my fantastic life. And we're here today. So, because my motherly instinct came in. And so because of that, I want you to understand that you have to be self-aware of not only your surroundings, because that was a story within itself to let you know that correlates with being self-aware, right? That you also have to be aware of what's happening and the distractions that's coming to you that's hindering you from achieving your greatness. Because if that man would have done whatever, if I wasn't aware, he could have easily gotten me, right? Because I wasn't aware, which means I wouldn't be here today for my own greatness, right? And so because of that, I want you to understand that in the midst of your trying to do the greatest things that you're trying to do with your life, whatever that looks like in your life, of the great things that you're trying to achieve, you have to be aware of the things that's hindering you and the distractions that's coming to you that's stopping you from doing the greatest things of all times. It doesn't mean that you have to just, put pause and like, oh, I can't do anything. It just means that you have to be self-aware when things are happening, that you need to take immediate actions when it's happening. For instance, here's another example. True story. First one is true story. Second one is true story. But it's an example for you to follow through on. For example, for you to understand, and for you an example to take from my lessons to apply them to your life, so that way you can see the distractions that may be happening in your life that's hindering you from taking the proper actions. Prime example. Every morning I work out around 4:30, 4:50 in the morning. And normally that's the time my husband gets up because he's preparing himself for work. Great, grand, and gravy, right? But he knows we don't get to spend a lot of me talk time. And we do, because our schedule is so busy, and then we text a lot throughout the day, or, we'll probably check on each other maybe here and there, but we don't get a lot of me time because we are very busy. But we try to fit it in when we can get it in, because we both are trying to achieve these great goals in our life, personally and family oriented wise, right? And so because I'm running a health coach and a life coaching business, I don't have a lot of time to do those things. And I have to fit them in with my husband when we can. So his way of communicating is always talking. He wants me to, Alexa, stop. Sorry, that's a timer. He wants me to always, talk things through. He always wants me to talk things through. And so as I'm working out, right? It's like every single day this week, he's been talking during my workouts. I need to focus. And so he's talking about everything. He wants me to know things. He wants me to understand this. And he wants to tell me about this. He wants to tell me about that. He wants me to know about this. So he's like, I don't get a chance to talk to you. And by the time we get home, we're dealing with the kids. And then, back to our busy schedules. And then we're both sleeping. And we got to get up and do it all over again in the morning. And I just want to let you know. And so a part of me is like, okay, yeah, babe, I want to listen to you. But at the same time, this is my me time for me to actually start working out for myself. This is my me time for me to actually start taking the initiative of doing the things that I need to do for myself. And I can't do that if you're trying to distract me. I understand that you have things that you want to tell me, and I love you for that because you're sharing. But I'm trying to work out, right? I'm trying to do that. And so distractions are going to happen, but it's all in how you, I basically take them in. It's all in how you are self-consciously aware of the distraction. So my husband isn't intentionally talking to me to distract me from working out. But that is a distraction, because when you're working out, you are in the zone. You are zoned in. You don't want to hear anything. You just want to zone in and get your workout in, because you're doing something great for your body, and you're doing the thing that you need to do because it's something that you love to do for yourself and for your body. And that's what it's all about. So when you are learning distractions and you're looking at your self-awareness, look at the things that's in your life that you're trying to achieve. If you have been trying to get that promotion for the longest time, but every time you try, someone else goes in for something, or the company changes something, or something happens, or your boss isn't there, or you don't know how to position the statement, you don't know what to say, you don't know how to bring yourself to the table to let them know your worth and your value and what you've done for the company and how you made them this and how you've done that. Because these are the thoughts that run through our head, right? This is an example. If you're trying to get a raise, if you're trying to purchase a home, the distractions, like you can't clean up your credit. Every time something happens, you got to use this for that. Or every time you try to save the money to get the down payment, you got to use this for that. These are distractions. But when we start to put distractions in its proper place, when we start to become self-aware, we know how to maneuver through those distractions. We know how to adjust our way of thinking with those distractions. We know how to attach and detach ourselves from the distractions, which allows you growth, which allows you to be aware and actually be present in those moments of distractions. Distractions are always going to happen, but you becoming self-aware is the key to you getting through that distractions. If I wasn't aware of my surroundings, self-aware, if I didn't feel the hairs on the back of my back and my neck stand up because I knew someone was walking behind me and it was quiet as a mouse outside and there was no one out there, and the only people by God's grace was the people in the bus stop and then the bus was coming. If I wasn't aware and looking at all the things that was helping me to get away from this person, I would have gotten in a bad situation. God knows what would have happened to me and my child. And I don't even know if I would be here today to talk about it, because people are ill-mannered, and sometimes they do the things that they do because they just are just broken inside themselves and they just don't know how to fix themselves. So they try to hurt other people. But that's a whole another video for a whole another day. So I want you to understand that in the midst of you trying to achieve this great thing that you're trying to do, look at becoming self-aware. And I want to give you some key tips on how to become self-aware. The first thing is be present in every situation that you're in. Every conversation that you are a part of, be present, right? When distractions are coming to you, understand that those are just hindrance trying to stop you from going to the next step, the next phase of your life, whatever that looks like, right? So understand to be present, to understand the distractions. And then the third thing is you want to know how to maneuver when a distraction happens. There are going to be people in your life that are going to come and they're going to distract you from a lot of things. There are going to be people in your life that are going to come and they're going to put all of their troubles and worries and their emergencies on you. But in order for you to get out of that, you can still be the listening ear. You can still be the helping person. You can still be the loving individual that you are. You have to understand that distractions are happening around you, to you, through you, and for you. Some distractions are there to help us get to the next point. Some distractions are there to help us to make a way to get away from something. Some distractions are there because it doesn't want us to get there, and it just wants you to sit there and be stagnant. But when you become self-aware of these things that are happening around you, you can then take the next step and the next initiative to get to that place where you know there's growth, to get to that place where you're like, oh, you know what? I've seen this before. I've seen you come before. Like, you know, my husband with the conversations. Okay, Monday, great. So you want to talk to me about that. Okay, Tuesday. Okay, yeah. Now we're talking again. Oh, wait a minute now, buddy. This is like you're making a little habit of this now, right? Not intentionally, but when you are aware of it, okay, I'm going to still work out. I'm going to listen to what you're saying, but I'm not going to stop working out because it does not warrant me to stop working out to listen to what you're saying. And then after I finish working out, then I can give you my input because I'm taking in your data. I'm taking in your information. I'm taking that in. And then I'm going to be able to deliver my prognosis of what it is that you're telling me. And then that way we can have a conversation. But in the midst of you doing something that you're trying to achieve in your life, understand and be aware of yourself and the things that are happening around you and to you and through you that is causing you to stay stagnant, stay hindrance, or that is trying to get you out of situations that's pushing you forward, right? Thank you so much for joining Coach TV. Of course, if you would like to join the Empower Her Transformation, in the description below, there will be a registration link. You can join. That is my coaching. You can join me one-on-one. I would love to help you with your life, help you get to that it factor thing that you got going on, that you would love to excel in certain areas. I specialize in self-sabotage. I am the queen of self-sabotage because I was doing it for years and didn't even realize it until I had to start doing my own prognosis, until I had to start doing my own therapy sessions, until I actually had to hire someone to help me through my process to understand that this is a real thing. And we as women, we go through this real thing, not even understanding that we've been doing this for years because we're so used to doing it, right? And so if you are tired of doing that, if you are tired of doing the thing that you know should not be doing, fill out the registration form. I will personally contact you. We will personally have a conversation. We'll have a dialogue. I'll take information from you to see exactly what it is that you're trying to achieve in your life. And then I'll tell you exactly how my program and how my assistance and how my mentoring and guiding and coaching you through whatever it is that you're going through can get you to that next level in your life. It's not hard. We just make things hard. It's not impossible. It's just that the distractions are happening and you aren't aware of them because you are not self-aware. Right? And so I would love to hear from you. Please let me know what type of distractions are happening in your life. What type of self-awareness that you have to go through for you to be like, aha, this is a moment for you to actually start to make some moves in your life. What are you dealing with today that's going to help you to get to that next level? Thank you for joining Coach TV. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with the peoples in your circle because everyone can benefit from someone inspiring and motivating and giving them what they need to get to that next level in their life, especially when you know people are stuck. Some people are stuck and they just want to get out and they don't know how. But these videos, the ones that I'm putting onto this channel, this is to help you. Not only is it therapeutic for you, it's therapeutic for me because I continue to build and help myself while I'm helping my clients build a legacy within themselves for their entire existence. Thank you for joining Coach TV. This is Coach, and I will see you on the next episode. Oh, and by the way, I do have a podcast. You can listen to that on Spotify. And it's called Girl Get Out of Your Head. I'll put the link of that below. I'm also going to do a podcast onto the YouTube so I can actually have the podcast there and you guys can watch that. That's coming soon. But in the meantime, you can always listen to me driving down the road, doing some household chores in your ears for that motivation, that inspiration that you need to get to that next level in your life. And you can listen to that on Spotify. And the podcast is called Girl Get Out of Your Head. And I will have that link below as well. I thank you so much for tuning in. And I will talk to you on the next episode of Coach TV. Peace.